Okay, so for this segment, to get us all on the same page, we've decided to employ a time-worn television device, the visual aid. Haha. This is a crisp $20 bill. Still has Andrew Jackson on it, so we'll overlook that. Now, as you know, it's worth $20 because the United States government says it is, right? Both the Secretary of the Treasury and the Treasurer of the United States have put their official signatures on it. You can fold this paper up, you can put it in your pocket, buy 20, it's mine now, or you can hand it to someone in exchange for goods and services and put it in the bank. You get these dollars, like the one I'm probably going to give back, from the bank in the first place, which gets them from the United States government. But of course, you knew that. This, however, is Bitcoin. There's no physical coin to put in your pocket, just a long string of numbers and letters that represents your wallet, and another one that represents the wallet of the person that you're trading with. You send your Bitcoin to them using your laptop or your phone, and you get back whatever it is you agreed to trade your Bitcoin for, which sometimes is just regular money. This is what a Bitcoin transaction looks like. We just picked one out at random that happened sometime today and blurred a few digits just to be on the safe side. Now, we have no idea who this transaction is between or what it's about. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, which is a fancy way of saying it uses encryption to keep transactions safe. I can't pretend to be you, and you can't pretend to be me when we trade with Bitcoin because of the encryption, and it makes the transaction impossible to forge. And each transaction is verified and recorded by other Bitcoin users in a kind of digital ledger called a blockchain. How they do it is not really important for the purposes of this story, but the fact that digital currency allows for anonymity is super important. Why, you ask? Well, guess who's suddenly really interested in cryptocurrency? Guess who suddenly appears to be interested in creating a Russian version of cryptocurrency similar to Bitcoin? I'll give you one guess. His name rhymes with had a beer gluten. Joining us now is Mark C. Johnson. He's a former CIA officer and a contributor to the Daily Beast, and he wrote an eye-catching story this weekend called "Why is the Kremlin Suddenly Obsessed with Cryptocurrencies?" Mark, thanks for being here, and why is the Kremlin so interested in cryptocurrencies?
Thanks for having me, Joy. Well, I think there's a lot of reasons why the Russians would be interested in cryptocurrencies. There are plenty of very legitimate uses for them, and the banking industry in the United States and elsewhere is exhibiting a lot of interest in it. But the point I make in the piece is that the sanctions that have been put on the Russians are getting more stiff by the day, and that causes them to look for other ways of getting money out of the country. And the sanctions that the Congress just put in place, I think, are going to make it even harder for the Russians to move money, and so they're looking for other alternatives.
Now, there was a time when the Russian government, when the Kremlin was very opposed to these kinds of cryptocurrencies, right? When did the change take place?
Yeah, about a year ago, as recently as a year ago, they were talking about imprisoning people for up to 7 years for using Bitcoin. And so, it was really interesting to me, and this is sort of the genesis of the story, when I noticed that all of a sudden they were saying, we're not only are we not going to make it illegal, but we're interested in doing our own kind of cryptocurrency. And Vladimir Putin actually met with one of the founders of one of these coins on the fringes of the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum in June. So that was sort of, that was a signal, at least to me, that they had completely changed their script and were now really interested in pursuing cryptocurrencies.
And do you have specific reporting that Vladimir Putin and his sort of oligarchic friends are specifically interested in it as a way to evade sanctions?
Yeah, and that was actually the real aha moment in this story. Is I discovered that there's this guy, there's a parliamentarian named Andrei Lugovoy, who said that he's really interested in not Bitcoin specifically, but some other types of cryptocurrencies, and he thought that they were actually a way that they could get around sanctions, and he actually told this to a conference. But the key point was who this guy is. Andrei Lugovoy is one of the two guys that they believe is responsible for the death of the Russian spy Alexander Litvinenko with polonium-210 poisoning in London. So, that really got my attention.
Yeah, then your story certainly gotten our attention. Former CIA officer and Daily Beast contributor Mark C. Johnson, thank you so much for walking us through all of that.
Thanks for having me, Joy.
Thank you. All right. Well, 2 things to keep an eye on this week. 1, Rachel will be back here tomorrow night. Those of you who just tweeted me, that is the answer to your question. And 2, well, for that, you're going to have to stick around. We'll be right back.